get rid of the Sam off the thing. Okay, you guys are on screen right now. You guys are live. I will try to get rid of this
Yeah.
Sam name here in a minute.
Oh. Well, I guess we're live for session 4 of Wilder Beyond the Witchlight. And, I'm Joe, and I'm your DM, and all of these guys are going to introduce themselves now. And I'm not telling you what order.
Hi. I'm Em. I'm playing Camino del Rio.
Hey, I'm Eris. I'm playing Elwyn.
Hello, I'm Quizzical, and I'm playing Ruben Vrezio.
Greg
just
just
lost
And
dropped.
that was...
That was Greg, who is playing Reveal.
There he is.
Revelor, yeah,
Let's
he
suppose-
reveal, yeah. So I got all the names in the wrong spots too. I got Caminos and Barrels and Revelors in the right spot, but somehow Brubin and Elwyn got transposed. Oh wait, did I get it the right name? No, I didn't. Of course not. That'd be too easy.
I'm pulling up the stream to reference stuff,
I'll
but it
figure
gave
it
me an
out.
ad. Okay.
It's because I have some
My
of them
camera's
locked
set
in
up a
place.
little-
There we go.
Little funky.
Brubin and Elwyn were locked in place. There it is.
Trying to figure out. Because I can see myself on the camera on the stream. It's a little weird.
So,
There we go. Hey, we got somebody saying something. Oh, that is you following us. Okay. Is you following ourselves. I hate it when I'm following myself around. It's really weird.
like a dog chasing a tail.
I kind of creep myself out.
Kind of keep us out, too, but,
Well, you
we
know.
still hang
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
It's okay. It happens. Alright, where is Revelor?
How the cameras are set up on stream, I have to constantly stay on this side of the screen. My camera. But also the arm on my chair just broke again, so I have to fix that.
Oh, no.
Also gonna mute real quick because it's squeaky.
The
Alright.
squeaky wheel gets the kick.
Squeaky wheel gets the kick. That's an old Minska thing, too.
Yes.
Baldur's
Not a
Gate.
window, it's an armchair. Or a chair arm.
Wow, I am really zoomed in on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Should I zoom out more?
Your camera is...
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so
Are you?
close.
It's because I got you zoomed in. You weren't ready for your close up, Camino.
Like, extreme close-up. Like, I can't move.
Hang on 1 second. I'll fix it. Ooh. Ah! Come on. Work with me here. There we go.
Yeah. So hard at work. Masterful host.
And then the name Emily is under Revelor's name, and Greg is non-existent. Oh gosh. Here's the first transition. There, are you better on camera? Is that better, Emily?
I have major
Quentin is.
lag.
I got Quentin
there it
off
is.
center. Yeah, it's about
Yes,
7-second delay.
That's better. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the delay. So that's better.
I gotta
would
move
think.
Quentin over.
I don't
too,
feel like
but-
I'm going to just leave the screen by moving it all.
All right.
Yeah, that's a little easier to handle. You're not like all up in the face.
That's how
Everybody-
I felt.
Anytime you talked, it'd be like you was trying to fight somebody.
Which really is not Camino style.
Not at all.
Okay, Eris and Elwyn are in the right spot, but Emily, there's Emily. Yay, Emily goes under Emily. And Greg goes under Greg. Okay, Revelor anyway. Uh-oh. I just grabbed the chat. That was lovely.
Doing, man.
Best show ever. This is why I'm get paid the big money.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
Or you get paid the big one. Wow.
Getting
Throw
those
me another.
sweet Twitch bucks.
That's big Twitch dollars.
Twitch
Oh.
recently changed their partner program.
Actually, they
So the
did.
revenue
I thought you were supposed to get more,
the
but
revenue split. It's different now. It's
yeah,
worse for creator.
I thought it was supposed to be more for creators the way that they were going to do it, but
It was originally 70-30, where creators got 70, Twitch got 30, but they recently changed it to 50-50.
I thought it was Twitch got 70
Gotcha.
and creators got 30, and they changed it to 50-50. But
No.
okay.
Well, villainous, villainous, I say.
Yep.
All right.
That reminds
So
me of somebody else.
all I'm missing is getting this. Here, let me transition the names again. All I'm missing is getting Sam. Quentin moves, so he's all good on camera now. But if he moves back, then he'll be all off camera. Anyway, okay, so we're all set. I just got to get that Sam name off the screen if I can. Sam is
Well,
not
we
with
can
us
go.
today, so you guys can go ahead and start, and I'll shut up.
So you guys were sitting around outside the hedge wall between the tents behind the big top, waiting for Burley to come back. The bugbear witchlight hand. Yes.
Yes. We had like an hour before we were going to be able to speak to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
You guys want to spend a little bit of time discussing amongst yourselves what you want to talk to
Um,
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light about, or do you want to just accelerate time to get up in there?
well, we wanted to talk to them about like whoever our benefactor is, right? And then just looking at my notes to remember since it's been a minute. Um did we want to talk to them about this getting to we were trying to get to the Feywild, right? Because we need to deal with these hags. That the three different hags that are like taking over part of the Feywild, right? And we need to figure out how to get there.
The grannies and their real estate.
The grannies and the real estate, exactly.
There was that. Okay. So it sounds like you guys got a pretty good idea of what you want to ask them about. I suppose we could just move forward to the meeting. So after a little while, a group of dragonflies flies overhead, and the glitter behind them leaves in the trail that there's 3 more hours till the crowning of the Witchlight monarch.
All
It's
right.
like little, skywriting, but with glitter and from dragonflies. Um, you know, and about 15 minutes goes by, and you're getting a little anxious because Burley was supposed to be in here by now. Just as you're starting, get a little bit on the impatient side, the thorn wall in front of you opens up, and there stands Burley. He gives a polite little bow and motions for you to step inside.
All right. And I guess I step inside with everybody. Are we all going
Yeah,
in?
absolutely. Thank you so much, Burley. Are they ready for us? Where we should we go?
Let's get you in here, and I'll show you to their wagon.
Is he acting normal or is he acting a little funky?
Funky? I wouldn't go so far as to say anyone was acting a little funky.
Okay, so
Uh,
he's normal Burley self.
yeah, he seems to be, regular old Burley.
All right.
If I could find his token, that would probably help. But I guess I'm gonna skip it.
Ruben
So
Ruben
you
reattaches
could
his
go
head
ahead
and
and move
arm.
up into
Joe,
the little circle. I'm sorry, what?
go ahead.
Someone was
Quentin?
trying to talk.
I was just saying Ruben reattaches his head and arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there you go.
That.
Um, so he leads you into the circle of wagons. There's a little fire pit in the middle. Um, and and no, Greg, you don't see anything off. Everything seems to be about what you would expect. You see, there's a few witchlight hands in the area, and the steps of one is sitting a particularly ornery looking old clown wearing his witchlight hand wings. Um, he's sitting there carving pieces off an apple with a knife, and eating them. Um,
Don't really like that so much. Um, I'm not. I don't really like clowns, and that one has a knife, and it's old, and so it just makes it a. Yeah, all right, it's fine. It's fine.
why don't you go ahead and give me a perception roll?
All right. Perception. 22.
You kind of remember this clown. He's a retired clown. He doesn't like act. He used to be a knife thrower, though. Be a knife thrower. Kind of a mean old cuss, from what you can remember.
Feel
um,
like he might be why I don't like clowns.
yeah, maybe. Um,
Is he
Hmm.
dangerous or just off?
Is he dangerous or just off?
I mean, honestly, he is pretty nasty with some knives. So yeah, I say
Do I
maybe.
notice anything suspicious about him from my perception check of 20?
What he seems to just be here guarding the door to the boss's trailer.
All right.
Um,
We can
and
talk to him.
as Burley leads you up to their trailer, and we're gonna just go ahead and say it's this one here. I'm not gonna take you into the trailer. This will all be theater of the mind for this point, so I ain't gotta really worry about that. It's not like you're gonna go into combat with them, are you? Well, maybe. If we need to, I'll move you. All right. So as you guys are coming up to the trailer, Burley and the clown give each other kind of dirty looks. But the clown does nothing as Burley allows you to walk up into the trailer. Of course, the little um, apartment inside the trailer is just seems to be just a touch bigger than what it looks like it should be on the outside. Um, mm, Not likely magical, just well built, maybe. Um, you see a older pair of there's the you see a pair of elves, both appear to be um shadow elves. The one is dressed in a fine suit. And he's sitting at the back. He's a little overweight, but the one at the front there, he's dressed as a Harley Quinn, and you recognize him as Mister was which Mister Light.
Mr.
He
Light.
welcomes you in, and um, had a handout for this. Welcomes you in, introduces you to Mister Witch. He's pretty jovial individual. Seems quite friendly, exactly like he appeared at the during the extravaganza, the big topic strand extravaganza. Um, well, Burley leads you in and get in. Mr. White introduces himself and his associate and tells you that Burley said you were looking to speak with me, with us. What is it we can do for you?
Right. We had a couple things we thought we could talk to you about. And you seem like you'd be the only ones who might know about some sort of mysterious benefactor. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, I mean, it is a carnival full of mystery, so but I don't know of anyone who would pay this unusual group's admission.
Do we still have those like papers that were given to us when we were told about the benefactor in session 1? 'Cause I
Um,
remember a lot of us held on to them.
Yeah, I have mine.
yeah, I believe you do.
Uh, um, when we were told about the benefactor situation, we were given these, if it's any help in you possibly knowing who this is. And I hand over the picture that I was given.
Yes. These are generated by magic. Anyone could acquire one. All they have to do is know the name of the person they're looking to buy the ticket for, and at the ticket booth, it magically appears. But we don't keep track of who buys them.
Oh, so anyone could buy an emission like this with these. Anyone could do it for anyone.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
Then who would be the ones that would be buying them from us? It seems. There seems to be a little bit of subterfuge going on in your carnival at this point.
Hmm. Well, the mood is good. The Witchlight Vein says so, and he points to the scepter in his hand. Because some of that's been due to you, and I thank you for that. But the subterfuge? Hmm. We're a carnival. That's kind of what we do.
We've been
Yeah.
consistently watched.
Hmm.
That's partially the concern.
It's
Well,
been a bit different than other times when I've been here. There's been some weirdness.
well, it's not every day an armed party wanders through the carnival grounds. See, most of the patrons are civilians.
So you think that we were just being watched because we're armed?
Quite possibly. I mean, or maybe they recognized you, Camino.
I mean, there were a couple times like that, absolutely, but there were times where that was not seemingly what was happening.
Then there's your companion over here that appears to be one of our attractions by the looks of him, though I know he's not. What are you, sir? A mannequin?
I wish I knew.
Seems you have
Fortunately,
more
there was nothing
mysteries than
to do.
let you in the carnival, then.
Oh, yes, including how someone knew of me before I did.
Hmm.
If you don't mind me asking, how far in advance can these tickets be bought?
Hmm.
Like,
Well,
are you able to know when?
the tickets can only be bought for the show that we're standing for, but as soon as we arrive and set up the ticket booth, people can begin purchasing.
When did you arrive this time?
Hmm. This morning,
Morning. So it would have had would have had to buy them today.
well, yeah,
Then they might be here.
from the
In fact,
back,
they probably are.
Mr. Witch kind of harumphs and pulls out his pocket watch and starts looking at it. Says, "What does it matter? You're here. Have a good time."
One
Does
more little thing. We just wanted to know about. I have heard. I've been here a few times. I have heard some stories about uh places where through the carnival that maybe the veil's a little thinner to the Feywild.
Well, don't know about that. I mean, from time to time we do travel to the Feywild, but we don't have a stop plan there for quite some time.
But you have a way of getting there.
Well, yes.
So if we wanted to get there, how might
Hmm.
we do that?
Well, I mean, from here, I
Yeah.
mean, could help you at dawn after the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch. But other than that,
Right. I
you
mean
know,
that.
I can jump
Sure.
in. Ellen, I looks very anxious because he has something to bring up. Can I do that, or is it okay?
Why wouldn't it be?
He's sort of seeing that things maybe are not going anywhere as fast as he would like to. Jumps and just asks, "Does the name Bevlorna Brightstraw ring a bell? Does it?"
The
But
Mr. Witch looks at his watch a little bit. Mr. White says, "Not really, but you know, we do travel a lot, meet a lot of people."
would you know where we can find information about such a figure? Please.
Mm, I don't really know much about that.
All right. And he's kind of just going to sink into the rest of the group again.
You guys can go ahead and make perception checks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm, eh.
Elwin's not happy because he's disappointed. Elwin's not happy because he's disappointed. Elwin.
Um,
Um,
do this
15.
for
are
buddy.
we able to do rolls for Greg if he's busy?
That's what I'm looking to see if I can do. Um, okay, file sheet. Here it is. And and yeah. We won't make a roll for uh Burrow because well, you said you kind of be passive most of it. You kind of get the impression, everyone but Ruben, that maybe which Mr. Witch is trying to avoid the question of Bavnora a little more than you'd like.
Hmm.
If
Seems
you know
like
anything, please. I need to know. I I believe that she has stolen something very important to me, and I need to know how to get it back. Please. I can't just go on without at least trying.
You know, I'm sorry about your loss. It's very terrible, but you
Can I roll
know,
persuasion?
you can.
That's a 9.
It's like, yeah, that's not really. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. We're not responsible for losses, and there's forces at work on the other side that are entirely beyond our control.
well,
Mr. Witch butts in and goes, "The wheel of time turns ever on. What's lost is lost. What's gone is gone. Go have fun."
I mean, so I don't think that he is trying to get you to interfere in any way. Just if you have any information, very different type of situation than actually trying to control anything. Simply information. Can I make a persuasion check?
I'm trying to find where Greg's communicating. Yes, you may. But now I'm lost. I'm lost. I have all these things, and I need my book. All right. What'd you get?
Ravel is trying to intimidate with the
Yep.
list,
There
and
it
he
Yeah.
is.
rolled a nat 20
With what list?
17.
with the list.
Uh-huh. What there the list. What trying to figure
His
out what
list.
oh
He
his
just calls it the list.
his list. I
Yeah,
forgot
I
it
don't
was. All
know.
right.
How
So
do you find that?
yeah, you
Uh,
successfully seem to be a little bit intimidating to Mr. Light, and he's like, I mean, if you don't want to wait, I probably get you there through the Hall of Mirrors. There's really nothing I can do about what's happening on the other side.
I mean, I don't think we need to go before dawn, right? We want to be here for the crowning of the monarch for sure, right?
You
Of
wouldn't want to miss the rest of the carnival.
course, right? But after, we could use the Hall of Mirrors to get through.
Yes, it
But
is
you don't
possible.
have any more information about Bavmora.
No, but it has occurred to me that maybe your mysterious benefactor might be the source of my aggravation.
What is your
Now we're
aggravation?
getting to the point that I would like to hear about.
Well, you see, there's a annoying. We're not the owners of the carnival.
You're
We
not.
You're not?
Well, we are, but we're not. We owned a carnival in the Shadowfell, and we ran across Shadowfell, and we ran across this Fey carnival, and discussed with the owners of such carnival that we thought it'd be great fun to trade up carnival. But unfortunately, fan of theirs has been becoming a little bit of a disgruntled guest and a troublemaker. Um, Goes on to describe a Kenku warlock who tells you his name is Kettlestein.
Kettle what?
Kettlestein.
Dean.
His, his patron is Zablina, who dwells in the famed domain of Prismere. Zablina is also the patron of the Witchlight Carnival. We have not had no contact with her in some time. Maybe if you could bring Kettlestein to us, we can get to the question of who brought you here and why Kettlestein is tormenting the guests.
He's been tormenting guests.
Oh yeah, and workers and attractions.
How so?
Yeah, you know, he's got all these disguises. Well, he tends to use his magic just as a nuisance. He, you know, will use his magic to make a performer sing off key or make someone's mead taste awful. Harmless things, of course, but at the end of the day, very, very dangerous to the stability of the carnival. I mean, no one wants to go to a carnival
Hmm.
with poor drink and bad showmanship.
Sure.
So you want us to deal with this Kenku in some way, and you'll help us
Well,
in some way, or
if you bring him to me, we can maybe help you figure out what's going on and help us figure out what's going on as well.
A favor for a favor.
Exactly.
Right.
Hmm.
We did see what we thought was a human
but
in a really bad disguise. Maybe it wasn't a human.
Might I ask, would it be more beneficial if they were brought to you unharmed or with their feelings hurt a little bit?
I wouldn't want to harm him. His simply put, his patron is our patron, and why he's acting in such a way is beyond our ability to understand. Quite beyond belief, actually.
Hmm.
Understood. Well, it seems as though we have a little bit of investigations to go on with. I would say definitely keep an eye on things as far as for the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch. Doubtlessly, that would be quite an interesting target to try and, paint for this creature. If at least not that, then it would be a suitable distraction while getting away with other mischief.
Both are good options.
Crowning of the Witchlight Monarch isn't for 3 hours, though.
Right. So
We
maybe
could,
we could try to find him before, just around. Also, we
yeah,
could talk to the ticket booth people and see if they know who bought, if they remember who bought the tickets for
sure.
us.
So,
I don't know if they would, but
let's see.
it's worth a
But
try.
maybe.
At
Yeah.
about this point, Mr. Witch taps his stopwatch and says, "We do have pressing business, Mr. Light. You should cut this short." To which Mr. Light goes, "You heard the man. Business does call. Is there anything else we can do for you?"
In case certain things come up that are against us, it is more for our investigations. Humbly ask for a bit of leniency while we track down your feathered friend.
As long as you're not destroying anything, it'd be just
Of
fine.
course, of course.
All right. I think I think we're ready to go. If everyone else
Right.
agrees.
There's
I
Miss.
agree.
I'm certain.
There's Miss.
Rich. Mr. Light. All right.
Found them all,
I'm
mate.
certainly willing to go.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Think we have things to do.
All right. So they thank you for visiting and rush you out. At this point, you see Thaco kind of give Burley a dirty look as Burley is there waiting for you and escorts you outside of the thorn bush with a little wave.
That's
Once
Taco the clown. That's definitely why I hate clowns.
he says, "Don't mind Thaco. He's just an ornery old cuss." So what did Mr. Witch and Mr. Light have to tell you? Good news, I hope.
Some good news. More
It
questions
seems
Not
as
enough
though
to
that
still.
we're
fear.
on. Seems
Not
as
enough
though
to
that we're
fear.
on pest control.
That is a good way of putting it.
I suppose. If
Oh,
this gets us further in our quest, I suppose. I suggest we get going.
okay.
I agree.
Right.
Well, he
Uh,
bids you good luck and
Burley.
waves you off.
Quentin, were you saying something?
I was going to say, so now comes the fun description. Should we attempt to try and split up our efforts?
I mean, we got 3 hours, so I think we got plenty of time.
Well, the way I see it, we have 3 hours, that's true, but we also have 3 hours for this individual to cause a little chaos as well.
True.
Camino, you have access to backstage, and you have some familiarity with these people, am I correct?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Then wouldn't you say that perhaps you would have reasonable access to try and understand some of the, well, goings on that will happen for the crowning event then?
Yeah, I could get some information on how that might be run. Do we
Also,
want
you might be able to get a few eyes on subterfuge going on. From what they
right?
said, harmless pranks. Well, dropping a bucket of hot tar and feathers can be seen as a harmless prank to some people.
I mean, once it actually does harm, though, it's less harmless. If it's hot tar, you know what I mean. If it's just sticky, I feel like
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
line.
I think Revlor said something
Well,
like one all of mirrors.
Floor wants to explore the House of Mirrors. If I may, are we planning on going individually or splitting up in groups?
I feel like groups
I'm
might be a
thinking
good
of
idea.
groups, to be
Groups would
honest.
be
If you
safer.
ask me, if you was to ask me, Elwin, you and uh, you and Camino would probably be best trying to understand the background going on underneath the circus tent. Meanwhile, myself and Revelor, if we want to check out the ticket booth to try and understand what's going on, as well as keep an eye out on anyone causing mischief out and about and mingling with the crowd, then we can. I would also suggest taking Birrell along with you, as they would probably have sharper eyes for other things as well.
Sure.
All right.
Do we have any way of contacting each other um while we're separated?
I mean,
Reuben holds
I
up
have my I have
his
message.
hand puppeted hand and says, "Oh, what do you think, Doctor? What do you think, Mr. Buttons?" The hand wiggles around towards where his ear should be as Elwyn
Oh,
feels something moving around in their backpack.
uh, uh, we have a way to track each other, apparently, still. And I tap my backpack just to gesture for Camino to know what I'm referring to.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I do. I just see you look very uncomfortable and pat your backpack. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Still a little, and like internally, he's still a little unnerved about having like someone's hand in his backpack. But yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Kind of give you a weird look like I don't quite believe you, but okay.
Boy's been
If
paranoid
need
the
be,
entire night. Okay, give him this.
if if we run into any trouble, I'll be certain to let you know. And if you run into any trouble, of course, you can let me know.
I have my ways, and I sort of like gesture to my hand and be like, I already was able to contact him from a distance already. I believe we know how I can deal with this,
All right.
Fair enough.
Worst case scenario, I can set up some flares.
and I have message if we need it, which is what I was
That's what
referring to.
I that's what I figured.
Okay, all
Sounds
right.
So what we got going on is half of you are going to the ticket booth, and the other
The
half.
plan is, uh, Bruben, Barrel, and Reveal are going to go to the ticket booth. Elwin and Camino are going to search the stage area and back room of
I
the
thought
big top.
Brill was coming with us to
Oh,
sort of
Baril's
keep
coming
an,
with us,
more
right?
eyes out. Yeah.
Right. So the
I
ticket booth
was literally
here.
saying Baril stay with you guys because it's
Yeah.
an easier place to keep track of.
Yeah.
So if
And
you
from a
guys,
technical level, I think we're just gonna have Baril be passive, just for
yeah,
Yeah.
ease of everything. Okay.
basically, if there's a
That's
combat
why I was
situation,
saying,
he's gonna spam heals and really kind of get you out of the conversation.
Yeah.
That's pretty
yeah.
much the instructions he gave. Um, he gave a few
We
different.
appreciate you, Cash.
We
Yeah,
appreciate you. Sorry you couldn't be here.
did give us a good thing. All right, so we did wait a little bit early for our start. I do need to take a quick bathroom break, so could we take
Okay.
a 5 real quick or something, and then come back and
Sounds
split
good
this
to me.
party?
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sounds
Yeah, I got a
good.
BRB too, so
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I've
meeting's
got trash to bring downstairs.
fun.
I thought we were gonna be here longer, so I asked my mom if she could come up, and she said,
All right. Hello, we're back. So
Eh? Eh?
let's go ahead and split the party on the board just a little bit, just so I can remember who's where. So I would just
So,
like you to put whoever's going to the big top, just put them there.
They are coming with us.
so we're the ones going.
So
We're going to the big.
backstage,
and you're
Who's
taking
going first?
and we're taking Brill
this
with us.
Brobin right here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burl. So
Oh, who's got you? Okay. All right.
who's
Then
going first?
well, I'll let you guys roll initiative. Like one of you can roll initiative
Okay.
3, and then the over here. I don't know if you see me clicking the thingy over here. That's where
Oh,
your
I'm too
ticket.
zoomed in.
Remember over by the giant fruit stand.
Yeah.
How's
That's a
your
16
initiative?
for them.
How's your initiative? I have a +4.
I have a +2.
You have.
Okay.
Just need one from each.
Do you have your initiative list ticked open for you, Joe?
Of course not.
I think we're just.
Everybody's smart
I mean,
like
I don't
that.
think we're doing this as official
No.
initiative.
No, it's just that was just so
Yeah.
I could see who's going to go first.
Yeah. Just
Oh, okay. My bad.
Which,
Okay.
judging by these numbers, seems to be me and Camino.
If Ruben, if you want to move, and I'll move Greg over here by the fruit stand and all that. Just
Yeah, yeah.
that's where you guys end up is right over here. But when I get to
Righto.
you, I'll do a little bit with them. So, what
Yep.
it starts out with the group of you walk down around to the other side of the big top tent because that's where you got to get in. Because from this
Right.
side, little good area, and you guys split off. But as the entire group of you comes around the corner of the tent, I will accept a perception check or an investigation check. This is something you have to get multiple successes on during the next period of time. So don't expect you to get one success and me go, oh, great, you found something.
So we're all rolling them
Everybody,
now.
every single person.
I see nothing.
Is that a
I
natural one?
distracted. That is a natural one.
And I rolled a natural 18, and I have a modifier of 6 on my investigation, so that's 24.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I have high intelligence. I'm an artificer. That's kind of what we do.
I'm a wizard and I'm rolling like garbage.
Oh,
To be fair, that was more your luck than your modifier.
it
I
very much was.
know.
That's the
How are you a
problem.
wizard if you have amnesia? Don't wizards get their magic from knowledge?
He still has
I
knowledge.
get
He
my
just
ma-
doesn't have memory.
I still have knowledge. I'm
How do
still
you remember?
intelligent. I'm even very clever.
Wizards get their magic from study, but you have no memories of study.
But he remembers the
Okay,
knowledge. I
have
actually
you
have that in my
ever
notes
have,
about him.
Yeah.
have you ever actually studied to be a detective in D&D? I don't think so.
Some have.
I know some have, but I
From
haven't.
like the last campaign, not the one shot that I did for this, but like the last campaign I did before Action Surge, they did.
My head is detachable, okay? I don't know what all things I can know.
We'll sum it up to magic BS.
Thank you.
The things you can know are only exceeded by the things you cannot know.
Exactly.
Wise words.
At least I hope so.
All right.
True.
So I got all right. 1 second.
I'm sorry, I was
Old
being.
school DM. I need to die.
I know the
Back
feeling.
of these.
You need to do secret rolls.
No, I'm counting your successes without you knowing. So when
Ah,
you get to the success threshold, then the
gotcha.
information will be revealed. All right. So you guys split off, and we're gonna start with Camino and Burl and Elwin. You come up around the corner, and you get to the backstage entrance. There are two Witchlight hands standing guard. Neither one of them are familiar to you. Um, One of them appears to be a goblin. The other one, you're pretty sure is a leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Okay.
Well, that's unusual. I was really hoping for Teddy, you know. We would have no problems getting in if it's Teddy. Um, but let's go. Let's go. Showtime. Go up to them. I'll be like, uh, yeah, I need to get ready for the crowning and everything. I need to get backstage with my entourage.
The goblin looks at the leprechaun, looks up at you, looks back at the leprechaun, because they're roughly the same height. Looks back up at you, shrugs his shoulders. Leprechaun looks at you, scratches his beard for a moment, shrugs his shoulders. He steps aside.
Fantastic. Go right in.
I'll and I'll follow.
Okay. So the three of you go in, and there's a
Can
the
I just immediately, because since we're looking for specifically the Kenku, can I roll perception to see if I see them around the big top once we step in?
well, you're stepping into the backstage dressing
Or
area.
the backstage. I mean, I guess that works too.
Okay.
Yeah,
As
because
long
he
as
could
you
be
know where
anywhere,
you're
right?
making the perception checks, and you can all go ahead and make them. And
Okay.
in fact, we'll make one for Burrow. Okay.
Marginally better.
All right. So I have adjusted my die. Thank you. Um, real quick, as the two of you, Revlor and oh,
Bourbon.
yeah, I happens more than I wanted to lately. Are walking through the carnival grounds. You also may make a perception or a investigation roll.
I'm rooting for you, Bourbon. Yeah.
Well, you can be assured the die has moved forward. Very good. Okay, so you get back to the backstage. We're gonna switch back. I just wanted to let you guys get your check in too. I want to keep them even. Um,
Right up.
you see the typical wildness of the situation. You do not see any out of place looking disguises. I mean, however, there's the typical backstage things at a carnival. There's a couple of people who are in one of them two-piece horse costumes, but this one's of
Mm-hmm.
course a unicorn, because it's a Feywild carnival. Um,
Or
and the unicorns walking through, they kind of pop apart and start smoking a pipe or whatever it is they happen to do. Um, you know, but you don't see anything that should lead you to believe is a Kenku. There are a few performers that Camino has met. But what you've got right now is kind of the filler act, I guess you would say.
sure.
You know,
Do we see Willie anywhere?
don't see Willie currently.
I'm gonna go up to the nearest performer that I know,
Okay.
uh, and just be like, "Hey, have you seen Willie around? I was just looking for him."
Well, the nearest performer is a young tiefling juggler, and can't remember their name, but they look at you and they're like, I think he went to speak with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
Oh, damn! I was just there talking to them. We must have just missed each other.
"Mm,
He- I'm sorry. What was your name again? I know we met, and I'm just so bad with names.
Um, well, my name's Tim.
Names.
Yeah, I had to shine your boots my first night here.
Oh,
Tobacco
you
mate.
did an excellent job. That I remember you. That is right. I remember my boots sparkled like it was blinding. It was so good. You did a great job. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Still scared of Thaco, though.
Me too. He is a creepy, creepy, creepy clown. He's so mean.
Tell me. So,
If you
What
don't
is his problem?
mind,
He overcomplicates everything. Convoluted
um,
bullshit. Anyway,
if you don't mind me asking, what was your name, Tim? Um, would you wouldn't have happened to see a Kenku causing any trouble around here?
or someone in like a
Anything that
really
could?
bad disguise doing trouble.
Yes.
you mean Mr. Caterpillar Eyes?
Caterpillar Eyes. Who's Mr. Caterpillar Eyes?
Oh, sure, it's got to be who you're talking about. There was a guy, just, I think it's a goblin disguised as a human, but I'm pretty sure his eyebrows are just like dead caterpillars he glued to his face or something.
All right. Have you seen him around lately?
You know, on my way here, I remember he was over by the ticket booth.
You like pass that information along to Bruben?
I can try.
Yeah.
Um, give me a second. I'm gonna step away. Um, Quentin, you good? You dropped out of the call there for a bit.
Yep. I posted in the
Okay.
thing that my Discord crashed.
Oh,
Okay.
Back now.
sweet.
So since we figured that out, I'm going to step aside. I'm going to pull the Bourbon's mannequin hand out of my backpack and sort of like tap on the palm to get his attention.
Okay.
And do I generally remember the direction of the ticket booth, like where they were going?
Well, you guys came around the thing. They were basically going straight because like the big top's basically right across from the ticket booth. There was the
Okay.
stand with the giant apple and the giant broccoli and the giant banana,
Okay.
right? And then the
Then
ticket was the very next attraction. You walk past the Calliope and that's it. Which
then
was
I'm
quite
going to point in that general direction and send a message to Bruben saying, someone back here said that the Kentku is in the area of the ticket booth. Last they saw.
Caterpillar Eyes. Eyebrows.
Yeah, they mentioned caterpillar eyes. If that helps, I'm gonna send that message to Bruben if I can, and I make sure to
right.
get his attention by tapping the mannequin hand from my backpack.
Okay. So, Ruben, this information is clearly delivered to you. First, you feel a tapping on your palm, and then you hear this little message. How would you like to respond to this situation?
Ruben, now, you did. Ruben, can he respond back to message, or is that the thing that has to be said?
No, I
You
don't
can,
think you
you can
respond.
respond back to message. Yeah,
Can
you have
respond back?
25 words.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
message
have
lets
25
you
words.
respond back.
Okay.
Ruben just Revel will actually see Dr. Buttons as he's lifting it back up to his puppet, his little hand puppet, back to his ear. He says, "Oh, what's that? Oh, yes, understood. Ruben's actually saying this back into the message. Oh, we'll make sure to keep track of them entirely. Thank you ever so much for your advice. You're such a good friend. Which case he taps on
Yeah.
Reveler's shoulder and says, "Watch out for somebody with caterpillar eyes."
That one's a little freaked out by like how that response. Not freaked out, just a little weirded out, and just like I don't know, taps the palm again just to make sure Bruben knows that he got the message back before putting the hand back in his backpack and heading back to Camino.
Before you put it all the way back, the hand instantly gives a solid thumbs up.
Sort of smiles a little bit and puts it away.
Yeah, he does it. Greg, he's not going to give you the puppet because he's having the puppet on his hand for a very specific purpose. Meaning that purpose is that he has a shiv under the puppet.
He's trying to hide the shiv to make sure that
Yeah.
people
So,
get mad at him for carrying around a knife.
so Reveler and Ruben, you're about by the
Well,
Calliope when this
real
occurred.
fast. While that was happening, while he was sending a message,
Mhm.
I was just gonna say to Tim, Yeah, that actually sounds very much like what we're looking for. Would you spread it around to the performers that during the crowning to keep an eye out for Mr. Caterpillar Eyes and like just let me know if they see them.
All right. I'm going to ask you at this point to make a charisma saving throw.
Saving throw. Okay.
Yep, saving throw. Just because this sounds more intimidating, and it's really the
Uh
same.
saving throw, there it is. 16?
Okay, that's good enough. Um, Tim seems to be excited at the prospect of helping you, and eagerly begins carrying out the quest before even looking back and responding. Oh yeah, I'm right on it. Don't worry.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Tim. Keep doing you. And I'm done now.
Oh, these two. All right. Um, so I will allow the two of you, Revlor and Ruben, to make perception or investigation checks at advantage at this
Um,
point in time, right now.
Reuben is actually also going to waggle the wizard puppet's arms and use detect magic via the puppet.
How many uses does the puppet have? Because doesn't the puppet like go
Three
away after how many
times.
uses? 3.
It
Okay.
only has 3 times.
Okay.
Not keeping track.
Three
So
times.
he's got detect magic up as well. So
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make them
advantage.
rolls, them investigation or perception, and you do get advantage. So, um, Ruben, right off, like no sooner do you get done telling Revlor about this, you look up and you straight up see this guy. You ever seen that movie Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler?
I have not actually.
Not
Okay, so
it's not a great one.
it's not, but there's a character in it who repeatedly gets beat up, and he's always got these really bad disguises. This is literally this bad of a disguise.
So like Count Olaf in Series of Unfortunate Events.
Um,
Yes.
Possibly a little worse than that.
Oh dear.
So
Mhm.
this guy is coming up.
Team Rocket.
Sure, he's supposed to look like a human. And yeah, it does look like he's attached dead caterpillars to produce these big, thick, bushy black eyebrows. The nose is way too big for a human, but yet it's clearly an attempt at a human disguise. Um, you immediately realize, though, with a successful perception check, Ruben, perception.
Perception.
Perception check. Okay. Okay. Um, not at advantage.
No,
Okay. Perception. Dang it.
Ooh.
even though the DC on this was technically low enough that you did succeed in telling that the reason this thing has such a bulbous nose is because it's actually a goblin disguised himself as a human, and this is
We're not
your
looking for a
guy.
goblin
So,
though.
um, there is though quite a bit of magic protection around you. Um, but a huge percentage of this is, of course, the carnival. However, the goblin's fake human nose, that might be glowing some kind of alteration magic.
So some
You're
sort of illusionary magic?
in no alteration,
Really?
Hmm.
really. But you're not
Hmm.
sure because there's literally so much magic around, it almost makes the detect magic like kind of hazy and almost everywhere.
Right.
So, and there's a lot.
Well, specifically,
I'm
he's
just gonna
looking
say,
for either
Greg, you got
illusionary magics, but even at that, that makes sense. But it sounds like it might be something a little bit more polymorphic then.
I'm just gonna say Greg got kicked out of the call. I don't know
Yep.
why.
I just see him texting, and he says, yes, for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's from my Count Olaf comment,
I
just because
guess.
of the
I think it
timing.
was there I think that yes has been there for a minute. Yeah.
I
Oh,
Yeah,
think
it's been there for a few
it,
anyway.
minutes.
I think because you
Anyway.
found the
So,
guy. Yeah, maybe.
basically, we've
Yeah.
got Caterpillar Eyes. He looks like a goblin just trying to disguise himself as a human. But
Mm-hmm.
whoever it is definitely janky in any way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, everything's
So,
wrong.
whereabouts are they at the moment?
Okay, so you are. This is the Calliope right here. Okay,
Uh,
this is where you guys are
yes.
at. Right, the
Right.
about halfway between. I'm gonna pull you guys actually over there. You're
Okay.
about here, right? This guy is about here, right?
I didn't see where you dropped it. About here?
No, hold on. I'm gonna throw something down for him real quick here.
Thank you. Thank you.
As soon as I
While
remember.
this is happening,
Open.
Elwyn feels a distinctive knock of dut 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 dut
Okay.
in the bag.
Okay. Excuse me. Elwyn's gonna walk away again from Camino. Pull the hand out. Tap it on the palm again, just to let him know that he got it, and then point to Ruben's direction again, and be like, did you find something?
Oh, Mr. Button. Yes, 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 yes. I do believe we will find them soon enough. It seems as though we've got them spotted. Won't be too long. We'll find that despicable pie thief.
Little goblin over there. There we go.
I have message as a cantrip, so I can just keep doing this.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it again and be like, talking a little weird, but okay. Do you want us to join you over there?
Oh, I would wager that if they start running away, then perhaps it may take all of us chasing them down around the entire carnival. Yes.
I tap on the palm again, put it back in my bag, go to Camino, and be like, they found the person, I believe.
Oh, fantastic.
Ruben suggests that we to join them.
Absolutely. I mean, the performers are going to be looking for him during the event, but maybe we can take care of it right now. Let's go.
All right, and I guess we both go to join Ruben, and also reveal, but not in call.
And Brill.
Yeah, well, Burrill's with us, so they're
Yeah, Brill's
coming
with us. So he's
Yeah.
coming as well.
Okay.
So you guys head over. By the
I'm
time
assuming
you
that's going to take
out
a little
here,
bit.
Yeah, I assume.
Revlor and Ruben, are you waiting there by the Calliope, or are you going to continue moving towards the goblin?
I'm just holding off where I am. Revlor is still not back in the call, so I don't know what he's
Yeah.
doing.
We're going to assume Revlor is there giving you shit. Because
Sounds right. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So during this time, as the group gets up, the goblin in disguise has moved to about here and seems to be spending a ticket at the giant fruit and veggie stand.
Hmm.
Real quick, what happened when Camino ate? What was it? Took a bite of.
The apple. I ate the apple.
The apple,
Yeah,
yeah.
something happened.
I
It was
think
just really good and juicy.
it's good
And
to
it grew
see.
back.
What the magic thing was that
And
it
it grew
like
back,
sort of
yeah.
regrew around it, like it came back. The bite
Yeah.
healed, for the lack of a better word.
Okay.
Yeah. But it didn't
Okay.
have any like mechanical properties to who ate it. It's
All
just
right.
never ending.
Does the goblin have anything on their person?
Well, Doff, I mean, he's wearing a hooded cloak, but the hood is down because it's really bad, bad, bad messy black wig is too big for the hood to be up on. And well, you know, the typical, thing, his little shoes that are way too big to be a human's because his little goblin feet got to fit in there. And,
Right.
he's got a little, you know, clothes and a belt and pouches. He doesn't seem to be armed, if that's what you're asking. I mean, he does have two arms, but no armament.
Nope. Ruben is actually going to casually walk up, just slightly. Once again, talking to Dr. Buttons. If that's all
Okay.
right.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself.
All right.
And we can move the rest of the party up an equal amount of squares. Looks like
So how
about
far did you go?
6. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so you walk up on the guy, and you see that he kind of looks up at you as you're walking up on him. Then
Oh,
he,
hello.
reaches up and takes the biggest bite you've ever seen anyone take out of an apple. Um, because it looks like his mouth open is just a little wider than you're expecting. Ever seen a snake eat something?
Right.
Yeah. Um, and then he puts the apple down, and the huge bite he had taken out immediately begins to heal. He looks up at you and starts chewing with a weirdly disjointed jaw and mumbles through his mouth, "Oh, hello!" and
Oh,
spits some apple up into your face, even in the process.
Ruben is not disgusted at all. He just says, "Hello there. I actually had a friend of mine take a bite of the banana at earlier, and they said that it was quite interesting. I myself, as you can guess, well, I can't really eat. I am curious. How is the apple?"
He swallows an uncomfortable amount of food at one time. Says, "Hmm, it's pretty tasty. I was surprised. I could go for another bite or 3. What
Hmm.
can I do for you?"
Well, if you could just describe it to me. Well, I haven't exactly been able to eat very much in my own time, but at the same time, I'm quite interested in itself. In fact, Ruben holds up his ticket. If you'd like, you can have some on me. Save yourself a little trouble. It would give me some interesting information.
The 3 of you
Excuse
want to
me.
move up some?
I was actually going to suggest that we could potentially go around to the other side to cut off their exit if we need
You may
to
move
grab
another
this
6
person.
squares.
Is that
I'm
cool with
going
you know?
towards the goblin personally. You can go around. I see that tragic wig and I'm moving forward.
How far can I go?
6 squares.
Trying to remember how the thing works where you get like you can map a path.
Yeah.
Shift, I believe.
It is the measuring stick thing, and you can kind of do like that. Right click,
But there's
left
a
click,
way
show where you're going.
to measure as you move. That's
How do
what
you
it is.
go about it?
Okay.
Can't read
Uh,
that.
uh,
Yeah, you're on
oh,
the ruler right now.
All right.
ah, come on,
Your ruler.
there.
Okay. And where do we want to put this young guy?
I would guess he would go with you.
I
With
think,
me?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems like his MO.
it
Yeah.
does be. All right. So go ahead and continue with your conversation, Brew. When you was offering him another bite on your ticket?
Yep.
Oh, well, looks at you, looks at the apple, looks at the ticket, goes, "Well, if you insist."
Oh, of course. There are quite many fun things to do. He ends up holding up the hand puppet. I won this thing at a fun little game earlier. I would hate to deprive anyone from that, especially if it's just for my curiosity.
Ignore me. I'm trying to figure something out real quick.
So, uh, he's like, well, it's an interesting choice of a prize. But really, I'd love to get back into that apple.
By all means.
The ticket taker, a dwarven uh, uh, witchlight hand. I'm sorry, I lost that. With the little butterfly wings and, little butterfly shapes braided into his beard, um, happily takes the ticket, and the heavily disguised goblin reaches up and takes a yet even bigger bite out of the apple. Um, this is going to require wisdom saving throws for anyone within 4 squares of the goblin.
Not that close.
So that would be Brubin and Reveal.
Yep.
That's what it
And
looks
I'm
like.
afraid it's not beat yet. Yeah, maybe he is.
No, he's still not in the call.
No, my feeling is he's in a bad area.
That's what
Uh,
it seems like, a
yeah,
dead zone.
Possibly.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And there's Amar. Oh, wait. There
Thank
it is.
goodness he wasn't
So,
driving, it didn't look like.
No, I
yeah,
think
he
his
wasn't the
partner
one
was
driving.
driving. Yeah.
How'd he do? Not bad. Not
He did a 15. I
Yeah,
did a 9.
yeah.
Oh
You
no.
you don't really. You get the feeling that if you had a stomach to get queasy, it would get real queasy right now. Um, you're really bothered by how far this mouth has just opened. It's at least as disturbing to you as you feel like you're removing your hand and just handing it people and it's still moving does to them, which bothers them because you've seen it happen. So, yeah. Um,
Need to ask what that I'll do.
he continues to chew, and everyone else can move another 60 feet.
You mean 30?
Well, 6 squares.
Yeah. Which gets me
Uh,
right up to both of them.
Okay.
Ruben ends up saying, "The mouth of the organics is quite an interesting, if not mildly disgusting place."
Oh, you have no idea.
Which
Oh,
the
hello!
Hi, I saw your new friend and I just had to come up because I just sort of whisper down to our little caterpillar eye friend. I saw your wig and it's just I feel like you need a little help. I'd be happy to style it for you. You just need a little styling.
the
Miss Camino!
disguised individual looks up at you. You can go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can determine what it actually is through the horrible disguise, because you know it's not a human.
Reception. And
Yeah,
12.
good enough. I was only looking for an 8.
Great.
Barely failed that one. You're pretty sure this is a goblin, but the way it's chewing that apple is quite disturbing. In fact, you're going to make a wisdom saving throw at this point.
All right, all right, all right. Wisdom save. 12.
Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Yeah, this is disturbing. And yeah, swallows way too much food at one time, which is even
Mm.
more disturbing.
Hmm, hmm,
Oh,
hmm. But it
and,
seems like the right amount for a goblin?
and no, no,
No.
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 And
No. Okay.
then he smiles. And it's one of them smiles that quite literally make you think the top half of the head's gonna fall off. Um,
So like the Canadians in South Park?
almost that bad, yes.
Mhm.
What a
One
reference!
little goblinoid fang from the bottom right side slips out through his lips, and it's the only tooth you see in his mouth. However, you did just see him take two huge bites out of an apple, so you're pretty sure there's more than that. Um, yeah, this is an oddity of the highest degree.
Right. I see. I don't want to say it loud. I want to say it quiet because I completely understand if you just are trying to put forth a persona and that is who you feel you are supposed to be. That is fantastic. I just feel like you might need someone to help you polish and refine this persona. I can do that for you.
I'm pretty good at the time. I
It's
got new
really
glue
not. I
in.
mean,
You don't like my hair?
You need to
it's
understand, this is Miss Camina Del Rey. She
He
was actually
Rio.
reaches up
hired
and
by the.
Rio.
starts scratching
Camino
it
del Rey.
really bad into the wig, to which it moves around horribly. And then a couple small birds fly out of it. And he looks up at you and goes, "Are you sure you can do something with it?"
Absolutely. You have some excellent ideas there. Like that bird reveal could be so fucking sickening. But right now it's not. Right now it's terrible.
Birds? What are you talking about? Birds?
You
Oh, it
think
seems as though that you had a few, well,
He's looking
feathered.
around.
You seem to have a few little feathered friends trying to make a nest out of it. Of all things, I thought it was some form of an act. It would have been
Mhm.
wonderful to see.
I agree.
At
That's what
this
I'm saying. Just
point,
polish it a bit.
the goblin reaches up, grabs the wig, throws it on the ground, his bald green head shining uncharacteristic, uh, really bad compared to the makeup that he's using to try to disguise himself as a human. It just really stands out. And I couldn't get the word out. Sorry. Um, and then he lifts his foot up and begins to bring it down.
On the wig?
Yes,
Well, it's not that bad. We can save it. It's salvageable. You gotta do some zhuzhin. It's all. You don't have to crush it.
so let's see if he can. Give him a little dexterity check here. So he stops his foot just before his swing and goes, "But there's birds in it."
But I can't. That could
So
be
we
an
clean it
epic
up a
reveal.
little.
Except, see, he gets it.
Puts his foot slowly back next to the other one behind the wig and takes a couple steps back and goes, "But, but why?"
Why not? It's a carnival. Everyone's here to have fun, right?
Exactly. And it just seems like you were trying to present yourself in a certain way that you want to, have this new identity, and that's great. But we just need to polish that identity a bit. You know?
He looks down at the ground. It's real quiet. And he makes a sniffling sound. And he goes, "But nobody's nice to goblins."
Well, I suppose that might be why you want to have a different persona.
Um, well, I just didn't want people to be scared of me, so I wanted to see the carnival.
Can I make an insight check on him to see if he's being truthful?
Oh, you absolutely may.
Man, it's like 12, 3 12s in a row. I
You're
reload my computer or my page. I feel like it's on stuck.
well, at least it's not three tens in a row.
True.
Mm.
I'd rather have 3 20s in a row.
Yeah, but then you're burning them all. When we actually do run into combat, you're not getting them.
True. That's true.
I mean, it could happen at any time. Unless
Yes,
you're,
12. Does he seem like this is honest?
you know, the words he speaks doesn't seem dishonest, but there's something really wrong here.
Right. I think you just need someone to come and be your mama and help fix you up. And I can do that for you. And I pick up the wig and I go over to the little goblin and I am like getting ready to put the wig back on and I'm just gonna like brush his head like I'm preparing it for the wig to see if that makeup comes off of his head, the green.
Okay. No, no, the green seems to stay. In fact, some of the fleshy colored makeup he had on his face is starting to come away from his eyes because you're pretty sure he's crying a little bit.
Okay, honey, it's okay. I put the wig back on and I'll just sort of brush it out a bit, zhuzh it a bit, fix his makeup a bit.
So so he rubs his eyes, which rubs way more of the makeup. It's all over this part of his hands. I don't know if I can get my hand up in the camera. This part of his hands, he's doing this, and it's just now his disguise is totally just blown. Ruben, how long's that detect magic you got up last? I forgot.
Uh,
10 minutes, right?
detect
I thought
magic lasts for over because I actually have it as a normal spell too. 10 minutes. Yep.
yeah,
Concentration, 10 minutes.
you're able to determine as he's wiping like some of that makeup off his face and stuff that yeah, you're pretty sure that he was using a magical makeup for this disguise, which is awful because it was a really bad disguise. Um,
So is he starting to go from a little green to a little bit feathered by chance?
no, no,
Yeah, something's weird.
so he looks and he goes, he leans in, he goes, have you seen the bird guy?
We're looking for a bird guy. Have you seen a bird guy?
Yeah, I see him though.
What was that?
I don't think anyone else can see him.
You don't think anyone else can see him, but you can see him.
I have seen him
Have you seen him recently?
before the big top extravaganza. He was over by the Swan boats, but I haven't seen him since then. Maybe he went to get something to eat.
Hmm.
You think bird people eat chicken?
I mean, I feel like it would be a little uncouth, but
Quick
you
question.
know.
Can I hear this?
Why?
Yes.
I'm gonna take.
Why would you
I'm
do
just gonna take note that he went to the swan boats and also something else that I'm gonna keep mind of.
Uh, because
Oh.
because he's a bird person. So
Have you
like,
never heard of a chicken hawk?
that is true. That is true. I guess it would be fine. I don't know. It feels a little weird.
This is why you have me as your discrimination coach. That's why we help out folks like goblins here. There's so much going wrong in this world. It's why people need to have some sort of representation. It really will do well for your PR, Miss Camino.
I mean, I do agree with everything you just said. Yeah, that is very true, Ruben. Um, well, I mean, I'm gonna fix our friend up a little bit here, fix his makeup, and talk to him a little bit more, and be like, hey, so you can see this Birdman. Do you think you might look around and if you see him again, just find me and give me a heads up?
Why don't you make a roll?
Persuasion.
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
All right, great.
Why?
I love it. Persuasion. 19. Good thing I have advantage on that.
Yes, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Um, The young goblin seems quite inclined to agree to said task as he eagerly nods his head yes and smiles that disturbing smile of his.
Oh, keep that for a moment, and I'm gonna try and just like make a lip shape that is like very stylized, but accentuates it in a way that it seems purposeful, so that it's like something cool and edgy rather than gross and terrifying.
Oh boy.
So, yes, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, I can do that. That is not an advantage. That's normal. Okay, sleight of hand.
Could Bruben assist?
18.
Okay.
So it's in the process of trying to do this, you really get a good feel of the structure of this mouth, and it's really unusual. There's no you've seen goblins, and there's just this can't be a goblin. There's something's wrong with the structure of this thing's head.
How
It just
so?
feels wrong. Everything's proportioned wrong. You don't see no teeth, but you can feel teeth under the lips. The lips are exceedingly long. The gash of the mouth is just hideous. I mean, more than halfway around the head, you're thinking this this thing's not a goblin.
Any idea what it could be?
You could possibly make a I don't know a mm, insight check.
Insight? Okay, I can do that. I don't have
Um,
advantage on that. Great. Insight.
Ag though.
16?
Where is Greg's file sheet? Let's get on.
Greg is
That's
still
not.
not here.
Yes, I know. So I'm going to roll this for him because, well, he's the one who would know. Anybody wouldn't have any kind of clue. It would be
I
this.
mean, what I know, I'm still like at a distance, but I'm supposed
Oh,
to be
dang.
smart. Oh,
Well, you guys probably need to be moving before too long.
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like
we
you
should
probably made
probably
it a bit further.
Revlor will creep up and whisper to Bruben that he's pretty sure that's some kind of shadow fae. Nothing he's ever run across before, though.
Since it's been a bit, could we actually move 60? Because I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
been a
go
while.
ahead.
Hmm.
Absolutely, go ahead.
I've already moved 30, so. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just move us into sight.
Okay.
Okay.
The creature doesn't seem threatened. We're going to continue to refer to it as a goblin for now because, well, it's the only name you've got for it.
Got.
Um,
I'm close enough. Would I know?
um, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No. Um,
I'm supposed to be smart. I might.
yes, you
If
are,
not, then sure, but
but I don't see anything that would help you with that.
Well, I
I
have to
really
fix
feel the
them
only
up.
reason Revlor would know is because he himself is a dark fae,
okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fix up their makeup and I'm like, oh, that is so fantastic. I really appreciate that. What was your name?
Kind of looks at you really confused and responds with name.
Well, what do people call you?
Miss Camino, don't forget that names have power here. Sometimes.
That is true. But even within the Fae community, there's like a safe name that you give to people that people, that's what people call you, may not be your true name. But how do people refer to you?
My paw called me Dirt.
Your paw called you Dirt? Well, that is not a very good paw now, is it?
Well,
Oh yes, soil would be much better.
Dirt. You know,
he
we're gonna
looks
think of a
up
new
at
name for you.
Ruben. He smiles that really, really horrible, creepy smile and says, Soil, I love it. Can that be my name?
Absolutely. If you like it.
Reuben kind of stoops down and puts a hand on the creature's shoulder.
Okay.
You choose your name.
I
Do
like
not let
soil.
others call it. It is your choice and yours alone.
Edit
It's not wrong.
copy it. Paste. Then I'll edit it. No? Why doesn't it want me edit it? I don't know. I will worry about that later. All right,
We
so
will, if you want to be called Soil, we will call you Soil.
Soil, now exceedingly happy to have a name, starts dancing around and really horribly trying to sing the word soil over and over again until he gets about 3 circles before he stops and looks and goes, Yes, soil. I like it.
Perfect. That's all that matters. Well, yeah, if you could just keep an eye out, Soil, and just, give me a heads up if you see this bird person that no one else can see.
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Thanks, Soil.
Would you like to come along with us to help identify them?
Oh, could I?
Oh,
I
sure,
would
that might
love.
make things easier.
If you can see them, then that would make our job 1,000 times easier, young Soil.
Very true.
I will try.
Fantastic.
Now, you said your paw was here. Are they nearby? Do you need to let them know?
Oh no, my paw's been dead a long time.
I see. Well, I just didn't
I
want
ate
to
him.
make sure that there'd be someone to miss you, of course. If you went along with us.
Oh, I ate him. It's fine.
Then come along! We go to the swan!
I'm
So
gonna
you're gonna
wait
head
on
over to
the
the
other side of the
swamp?
food thing to be like, "Hey, we're here. You ready to join? You want ready for us to join you?"
We have a new friend. Meet Soil. My
Um,
little
hello,
progeny here, my little daughter.
hello, Soil. Are you joining us?
So soil, as I've described repeatedly, looks up at you and gives you that horrible smile, which results in the requirement of a wisdom
Uh,
saving throw.
I
oh,
mean, it's a
please,
little better now that it's got some paint on it.
some
Yeah,
shaping. You said it's a what saving throw?
a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay.
Nice.
One for Burrow here. He has advantage in it, or not advantage, but proficiency in it. So, all right. So you're, yeah, this is definitely a creepy little individual, but I mean, he does look a little better than he did before, although that does still look like glued on caterpillars for eyebrows. I'm pretty sure 'cause the part right here is kind of shiny.
Yeah. Charming.
Oh, come over,
Shall we go?
girl.
He goes, "Are you Soil's
Reuben
new
kind
friends
of
too?"
Um, I look to Camino and Bruben and just go, I suppose so. Yes.
Oh, great. So let's go to the swan boats then.
Okay.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to
Reuben.
pull. Hold on. As we're walking, I want to say something to Bruben real quick.
Okay.
Are we walking now?
Yes.
I'm gonna like pull Bruben aside and be like, I couldn't help but over here, the Kenku, Soil mentioned that the Kenku was round the swan boats right before the big top, right?
That's what we're understanding currently. It seems as though Soil has actually seen this individual Personally, I'm still trying to figure out what exactly soil is, but so far,
Hmm.
they seem to be an ally. So that's all that
Well,
matters to me.
I suppose that's not really what I'm concerned about, though. We were at these swan boats right before the big top as well, right?
That's true.
Do you think that Kenku overheard the conversation we had over there?
It's possible. In which case, well, they're not looking for. They might be understanding of what we're doing, but at the same time, well, they don't know we're looking for them right now.
Do you think they're following us?
If they are, then that just makes our job easier. Now, doesn't it?
Hmm. I guess. And because of that, I kind of want to do a perception check just to see if we're being followed right now. Because if I point that out, I feel like that's relevant. Um, actually, am I able to do investigation? Because you mentioned that earlier.
Um, mm, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Uh,
That
yeah.
Yeah. All right, all right. That doesn't do you no good.
Great.
Um, so as you're wandering up here, you're getting a little closer to the big top. Um, your new little friend Soil stops, stares intently into a crowd of people.
Reuben pauses.
So does Camino.
And so does Elwyn, and I'm assuming Reveal and Beryl also do.
As he stares more intently into the crowd of people, he begins to lean forward, um, bending only at his ankles.
Is everything okay?
He manages to get to almost a 45-degree angle before he shakes it off, goes, "Oh, I thought I saw the Birdman, but
Where?
then I saw the pretzel and it looks really good. I'm hungry. Can we go to the food tents?"
Oh, absolutely. Let
Can
me
I
take them. It's not a problem.
But
I
maybe you
look in
could
the
tell us where the
direction?
Birdman was first?
Yeah, can I look in the direction that Soil was looking in to see if I can also see anything?
Yeah, you want to make a perception check? I would be more than happy to look at what you roll and tell you if you see anything.
19.
Roll an amazing, amazing roll. And you will see that, yes, indeed, one of the children in the group does have a rather large pretzel, and it does look quite tasty.
I don't see the fucking Kenku though.
No.
Bird. No one else can see the bird or something.
Never
However, I
heard of
will
a Kenku
allow
doing
a set of group perception checks as everyone was probably going to look around at this point a little bit.
that.
That's pretty good.
I'm
Reuben
guessing mine
pretending
still
to
stands.
soil.
Apparently.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
this is separate.
Oh, this is separate?
Yes.
Uh oh, natural
Nice.
natural 20. +2, so.
If anything, if whoever is noticing, you would notice something odd about Reuben. He does seem very attentive to the child.
The child or
It's
Soil?
not a child.
We don't
Soil
know.
or an actual child?
I think he's talking about
Um,
soil.
Yes, to soil.
is everything all right, Bourbon? You seem more focused than normal.
Oh, okay. Nothing. Nothing. I'm certain of it. It's just that, well, if they're hungry, then they should eat. Of course.
I mean,
Insight?
true, but that nothing was very unconvincing,
Insight?
Go
right?
ahead.
I'm rolling this
I'm
against another
gonna do it.
player, so are we like rolling
Yeah,
it?
that's why we ask. But
Yeah,
I
that's
want
why
to
I'm
do it too.
asking.
Well, I mean, uh,
Quentin, is that
I'm down for it if you're down for it, Joe.
get it.
is this like competitive roles? Oh,
I
well,
would assume so. I got a 14.
I got a 6.
Would I be at liberty to say what I think, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ruben seems to almost have a soft spot, it seems, for those of either younger mindedness or those who have a more innocent nature, it seems.
Something that you and Reveal have in common.
Oh no.
It's in my notes. He has a soft spot for children.
Soft spot for children.
Anyways, sorry.
All right. So you continue your way towards the swan boats and try to find a food tent along the way, is what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Didn't he just eat like 2 big bites of that really filling, delicious apple? I mean, I had the apple. It's filling, right?
Yeah, you took one normal sized bite and wasn't hungry until you guys went to the food tents and smelled the delicious food. Like you didn't even want cotton candy.
That's very odd. Does that
I mean, the
trigger
swan boats are like
anything in
right
my
next.
knowledge of what this could be?
No, not really. I
Oh.
mean, could be one of these.
Ah,
Are you Soil?
Oh, look at the little squishy face. Let me squish it.
Oliver, he's cosplaying as Pugsley today.
Mm,
He's got
love it.
another one for when he wants to be Freddy Krueger.
Love it.
All right.
Yes.
So, um, yeah, I guess you continue on the way then.
We'll try to find a pretzel.
Pretzel or yeah. So you get about here when you do notice that this tent here, the dog will quit bumping me when I try to do it. That one
All right. All
there
right.
is a tent selling pretzels. And well, he's very happy to see it because Soil's like, oh, the pretzel. I gotta have 'em."
You should definitely
And
get a pretzel then.
mind you, these pretzels are like as big as someone's head, they're big pretzels. He really wants one.
Hmm.
Um, as you're wandering up to the pretzel stand, though, I will take yet one more round of perception checks. I'll try to do them from these two rather quickly this time, hopefully.
Ooh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
we have to do them too.
Yes, I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your new one, Ruben?
That
So what?
21 is Reuben's, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that 21 is
21.
mine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, first one was um Cash's, and I'm trying to roll one for. Oh, that's right.
Beer.
He's yeah. I got this weird thing going on every time I try to do something for Bureau. I gotta decide if I'm gonna whisper it or not. That 21 will move the die,
I think I need
though.
to tape my armchair in place because it keeps like falling off. But I keep leaning over here to fix it.
Um, so continue on your way. He gets his little pretzel, which he's extremely happy about. He eats far too quickly for your ability to comprehend because this thing should be at least 5 bites for this thing, even with his big mouth, and it eats it in about 2.
Mm-hmm.
As you get over here to the swan boats, and I'll just progress you along, um, Doyle says, right here, this is where I seen him last time. And he takes you directly over to this little spot right here. Says, I seen him come out of this tent,
Out of that tent.
out of that tent. And then he went over across the bridge over there, and he points this way.
Do we know what this tent is?
That tent appears to be a an ale tent.
Ale tent. So was he in the tent? Or was he did it seem like he was a patron of the tent or like working the tent?
Just even come out of the tent.
What is it?
So it's like an ale tent that you like go in
Oh,
and it's like an ale house.
okay.
Like how we
Like-
just did the pretzels. You go up, you get a nail, you go off. Sounds like.
But I think this one you go inside, more like
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
just
Oktoberfest tents in Germany.
Yeah.
you always go in.
Let's go. Maybe someone else saw him and has information.
Maybe
And
of what
maybe
they
there's just ale.
There's always ale. Greg says that. I'm sure. I won't quote him as saying that. I'm just saying I'm sure he does.
That he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to step
He's
inside?
top two on the get Elwyn drunk quest when we have the
Alright, yeah.
time. When we have the
This is the
time.
place to do it.
I don't know if I want to get drunk around the child.
It's
I don't
You
know
don't
if
he's
know
the
it's
not
a
a
child wants to be.
child.
child.
I don't think the child wants to be exposed. I'm treating Soil like a child. I don't think the child wants to be exposed to alcoholism that quickly in life.
He's not a child.
Have
Just
you ever
slow.
had an ale, Soil?
That's an
Yeah.
excellent question.
Oh,
Yes.
that like wine?
I
Similar.
think it is, but not exactly. At least from the way I've always determined it, ale has a much different smell to it.
That is true.
He always smelled like wine.
Who did? Poppy?
But I
Always
ate him.
smelled like wine. Hmm.
Personally, I don't touch the stuff myself.
Oh, I definitely do. Let's go.
And
So
that
what-
is why I'm, once again, your PR representative, Miss Camino.
You walk into the alehouse. The bar seems to be living and grown out of a large, oddly shaped piece of tree. The bar extends up and forms the framework of the tent. The pale pink leaves of the tree actually are the walls of the tent, and you can tell this from inside. Behind the bar sits a young dryad with pink flowers in her hair. The roughly 25 feet of standing room within the alehouse is pretty well packed with patrons, none of them appearing to be of any form of avian species, although there are multiple fairies and tieflings and goblinoids of this and that. There's probably 30 people crammed into this little tiny tent. And now the 5 of you, 6 of you now.
Well, I think we should talk to the barmaid there.
Maybe. I'll walk up to her.
Yeah, I'm going up to the bar as well.
You will have to either make strength or dexterity checks to work your way through the crowd.
I will do dexterity.
Because
Can I use acrobatic?
you can. You can. You could also use athletics if you chose.
19.
Ruben's going to sit, kind of stoop down towards where Soil is and just kind of whisper, "What's your favorite color?"
Foyle looks directly at you and says, "Blood."
Ah, interesting color indeed. Crimson is the true name of it. Although blood color definitely gets it across quite well. How would you like your wig to be colored like that?
No, it's better stay black. Matches my eyebrows.
We can
Camino was
change
able
all of
to
it. We can
reach
change
the
all of it
bar
if you like.
just before Elwyn does. Which we can
I'm
say is
used to squeezing in through these types of crowds in a bar every day.
I'm
So
not.
you get to the barkeep and the young dryad, whose name is Lily Blossom, and you have met her before, greets you warmly, um, with a hug and all that. And ask what brings you to
Oh, girl,
her.
I'm loving the pink flowers. It's a very good choice. Um,
Yeah,
I
what
was
was
just
yellow
wondering.
last time?
I know that was a good choice too, but I think the pink, it just really does something for you. I really like the pink. I was just wondering, have you been attending the bar all night today for the whole carnival today?
Hmm, for the most part, yeah.
Did you see someone that either you could tell was a Kenku or that was a someone that looked like maybe they were in a bad disguise?
Other than your little friend over there,
Yeah, not
uh,
that one, not that one, a different one. What more Kenku-esque.
Feathery, perhaps.
Yeah.
well, there was an odd little character in here earlier. Um, a gnome walked in, but by the time they got to the bar, and I watched them carefully, it was a dwarf.
Interesting.
Hmm,
Maybe that's your little friend.
I think it might be.
perhaps. Did they say anything of interest while in here?
Hmm, mumbling something about Prismeer and something about riding the carousel and then going to the Hall of Mirrors.
That's
Interesting.
similar to our path. Not exact, but similar.
Well, one of them is something we haven't done yet, but we were gonna do.
Well,
Interesting.
eh, maybe it, it- the Hall of Mirrors is near the minecart ride we went on, right? We couldn't exactly be followed through, so maybe they just wanted to kill time.
Right.
They
And
are
they were just mumbling about
nearby.
this. What did they order? Anything interesting or just
Just stale.
stale?
Hmm.
Many.
Did they say anything about where they were going next? What they wanted to do after here?
They said something about the carousel and the Hall of Mirrors and but
Interesting.
Any interesting attire accessories?
well, the
Anything?
thing was why I noticed the halfling and the dwarf were the same was a large black feather they wear in their hats.
They wear a black feather in their hat. All right, that is thank you so much, Lily. That is exceptionally helpful.
Okay. Um.
Well,
Do you
here,
So,
go ahead and get a nail
yeah.
or a mead. Do you have mead?
um. Well, not supposed to say, but
I know, but it's me. It's me.
pulls out a small cask from underneath the bar and
Oh, you're the
quickly taps
best.
it.
You are the best. I'm so tipping you so well.
Pours out a stack or a couple mugs of a really thick and fragrant honey mead.
Mm, this is perfect.
Passes them up to the two of you.
Is it a card punch or is it a money or
Um, silver each.
a silver each? I'll go ahead and give her 2 silvers, um, as so she gets a nice tip.
Okay. And we doing what? What's half my party's gone. So hard to decide. Ruben, what are you doing? You're still talking to the goblin, the
Yep.
soil, trying to convince him
Uh,
to change his hair color.
Bruben just kind of sits down and says, "You know, I don't mean to be one to talk about it. You do know you have caterpillars stuck to your eyebrows, correct? If you wish, we could do something a little bit different."
Kind of looks at you and goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't mean to be troublesome, but they don't itch, do they? If they do,
Itch.
then it would be quite troublesome.
Reaches up. It goes like this. Grabs these huge things. He pulls them out to the point. You realize that them quite literally are his eyebrows. He's like, my eyebrows are immaculate. I love them.
Well, interesting concept. I didn't know. I apologize. But if you like, that only makes it that much easier. We could change all your hair color to something, just for a time, if you wanted to. You see, I use magic. I was curious if you did as well.
Hmm, I don't know a lot of magic.
To be fair,
Copy
I
magic.
don't either.
So, Mino and uh, Elwyn, you have your ales, and Elwyn has to make a Constitution saving throw because he's a he's a newbie.
Okay.
Oh, well, I've given her 3 then. I'll pay for Elwyn's as well.
An 18 on my con save.
Nice.
You
Surprisingly
are
heavyweight when it comes to alcohol. Because I think this is the third time I've had to roll con saves on alcohol.
Sounds
yes,
about
I'm
right.
trying to put you down on your back, drunk and unable to carry on, and you are not cooperating.
Stronger than he looks. But
He's
only in
learning that
this
alcohol
area.
is not so bad.
The only strong part of Elwyn's body is his liver.
It's at the
Liver of
Witchlight Carnival that
steel.
Elwyn became an alcoholic. So,
At moment.
um, where would you
Of
like
liver.
to go from here?
Well, I'm gonna go back over to Brubin and Soil, and
Same.
being like, so my friend
You
Lily
okay?
over there, she was saying that uh he was mumbling that there was someone that like turned from a dwarf into something else, into a
Halfling, and I believe it was the other
no,
way
no, no, he
around.
walked in as a gnoll and turned into a dwarf and then a
I think
halfling.
they say, yeah.
And that she knew it was the same guy because he had a black feather in his cap. So I think that's our guy. We need to find someone with a black feather in his cap, no matter what he looks like. That's probably who we're looking for.
They're
Interesting.
Kenku after all, right?
Right. It's that heads up.
Feather.
And he was mumbling about things we've done and where we're planning on going. The last thing he was mumbling about was the Hall of Mirrors.
Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting.
I agree.
It seems as though there is more to our friend than what meets the eye.
We might need to question them before turning them into Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
Oh, well,
Ask a
that's
few
the
things
first.
ourselves.
But the problem
That's kind of
is
first.
this. If they know what we're doing, then they know exactly where we're going to end up next.
Then we need to
So,
catch them off guard.
Means, well, what if we just go do what we were gonna do next, and then they'll be there? But we know to look for them, and we got Soil, who it seems to me can see through their different personas.
that is quite true.
I have an idea.
All right.
We might be being listened to if we're being followed, but uh, here, um, I can cast message without it being verbally like audible. Like only the person I'm sending message to can hear it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna point to Brubin, send the message, point to Camino, and send the message afterwards. I know I can only do it one at a time, I believe, but I'm gonna do it to both of them, just to make sure that no one else can hear, right? And I would do it for Reveal and Beryl as well, but they're not here right now.
Yeah.
Say, what if we set up a trap? Have them follow us, trap them in place, ask our questions then.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I would describe it like in character, but it's because I can cast snare, and if we can get them to walk through the snare, then we could potentially trap them.
Mm-hmm. I can. In
Man,
response to that,
And you both get a response to that that others couldn't hear.
yeah. In response to that, I'll be like, well, if we can think of something that would lure him, I can make a little illusion of it to get him to walk exactly where we want to go. So if we go, they make an illusion of something to draw him directly to the snare.
Maybe, I guess as a second message to keep things silent.
Mm,
Maybe, maybe dropping something that they might pick up.
that's good. That's good. Something that seems like
Important.
important to us that we didn't want to drop.
Hmm.
that's a good one.
What would be
Mhm.
important to us, however?
That might seem important to them too. Let's see. What
It
have I
depends
got?
on what we're willing to risk.
I mean, I do have I have a book of lore that might seem like if I dropped a book of lore that might seem to them that it seemed like something that would give them information.
Maybe. At this point, I think we're just speaking quietly. I think there's enough people around that we're safe.
Okay.
Right.
Just so all of us can really communicate without
You having to
needing
be
to
the
constantly
middleman.
say we're just pointing at each other and sending messages
Either
silently.
that or we're saying that you're the middleman and we're just not gonna role
I
play
am the
you
middleman. I'm just
communicating
pointing.
everything.
Yeah.
There could be something in mind, something that I could retrieve later.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
Oh.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I could make an illusion of that.
I believe.
I feel like that would be very enticing to someone who's been following us.
And
I'm
I
not even
have.
saying an illusion. I could literally do something.
That's true, and you could just get it back.
And I have my gun if we need a third option. Not
Let's
exactly
just make
something I'm
sure
willing
to.
Well,
to
I can make
lose,
it.
but we have ways
That
of
could
getting
be an
it.
illusion.
That could be an illusion.
We don't have to actually risk your gun. I could
Uh,
just make it look like your
well,
gun.
we also need to figure out what would this person be looking for in objects or information.
It's what we don't know. I think both your gun and your hand is a good idea because
Oh, I actually was debating on something besides my hand. I could do something quite different.
oh, as long as it
Bruben
seems
reaches
like
up and kind of wipes his eye and then
Just
pulls out the light blue orb that it is. In
well,
case we need
that
vision
that could
elsewhere.
work too. Oh, you can
potentially.
see through it
I can
if they
see
picked it
through
up.
it, but if I do that, I would have to allow the hand that's in Elwyn's bag to be completely numb. I wouldn't
I
be able
see.
to use it as well.
All right, all right. Well, if we're just setting up a trap, we don't have to worry about you seeing through it. We just want to get them to go through the snare. Yeah.
Are you guys walking towards your location then in the
I
We're
process?
feel
still
like
in
we're
the
doing this in the
alehouse.
alehouse so
Okay.
that there's noise to
We're taking
cover.
advantage of the crowd to make it harder for us to be heard by any
Outside
stalkers,
talk.
essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like it. Please continue.
So go towards the House of Mirrors, find a good place to set up the snare, and then Bruben drops an eye.
Well, we could have a certain scuffle, now couldn't we? Revel, Birrell. We don't definitely seem to be at odds with each other most often than not. It would
Faking a
be
fight.
plausible.
Hmm.
And plus,
That's true.
isn't it always the same thing with people who wear glasses? They're always losing them.
I've been trying to find them. So you want to make it like a big show of you losing your eye rather than just like, oh, I dropped it.
Well, yes. And that way we could set up our snare if it's nearby, and it would be
Distraction.
reasonable that I drop it. It's a distraction. It works. We could drop the item in place quite easily. And if, say, they find it, well, I can simply say, let the trap go, because I'll already know.
All right.
Let's
All
say
right. All right.
snare activates automatically when the target enters. I don't think the eye would trigger it, but I do think a person would. So
Why don't you
We
put the
need
spell
to
Right.
prepare.
Right. We're
chat log?
yeah,
they would
Um,
have this out next to the snare, not crossing a
okay.
bridge.
We just need to
about
make sure
this
that they
point,
end up there.
Doyle kind of sits up and looks around for a second and goes, Crimson!
What was that?
Just like yells so he can be heard over everyone. Crimson.
Um,
Crimson?
Crimson,
excuse me?
you spy the color of blood? Whereat, my little friend?
No, you said any color. I want crimson.
Oh, very well.
Crimson what? What?
Reuben reaches up and taps the top of Soil's wig, and it instantly turns blood red. Prestidigitation.
That is a good color.
At this point, he pulls the wig off, looks at it, smiles again, puts the wig back on. A patron happens to notice him smile
Nope.
and then proceeds to vomit. But it's an alehouse and no one thinks nothing of it.
Seems totally normal.
Someone can't hold their liquor, and that is why I don't touch ale.
I think we're doing just fine, aren't we?
I'm
Snare.
holding mine surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Hold on, can you put snare up into the chat for me?
The spell for snare.
Yes, the spell for star.
Oh, did that? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I did it.
You really must compare notes as far as spells before long.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, all right, all right. Very busy carnival.
I
But
mean, we don't have to do it here. We could go out
We're
of the
going-
way to make sure that like other people don't accidentally walk into it.
Yeah, like we were gonna go towards the House of Mirrors and find like a place where it'd be easy to funnel whoever's following us
Yeah.
through the snare. So where exactly is the House of Mirrors?
all right, so um, you guys are currently up here. If you go down past the big top and follow the right hand side, because
Is it here?
Yep, that exactly is it.
That's it. All right. So there's like a walkway. There's like what's back here?
Oh, what's back there?
That's
No.
probably the rest of the House of Mirrors, as far as we know.
Oh, did
So
I
this-
I can't move the goblin.
Okay, so this is it looks like a path
Mhm.
that leads to the water here, this river and the fog. Um, this just looks like the bank of the river. That's a tree right here, of course, and then right
think?
here is where you were sitting at the picnic
Right.
tables.
Do you think that this would be a good spot? Like, how many people are around this area?
Yeah,
This
how many
seems
people
to
go
be
through this
a
area?
fairly busy area because people walk down this path and just
Mhm.
sit on the edge of the
But
river here and watch the swan
this?
boat.
Oh yeah, that or like just coming behind the House
Yeah,
of Mirrors?
behind the House of Mirrors could work.
Like along
Is-
the bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you
Okay,
like
let's
set
go
it up
there.
here and our little scuffle happens over here to set up that's going to pull them through this little relatively narrow area, right? Because it's a bank. So there's
Yeah.
the House of Mirror on one side and water on the other side.
Yes.
I think that's
If we
a
could
good
get
spot.
them, if we could actually get them all the way over here while we're over here, we could even very easily travel. We're over here. This is
Right.
where we stage the fight. We stage the snare over here, have the eye roll towards here. If they don't go fully in, we can push them into the snare.
As long as they come around this way. But if this is the main thoroughfare, that's why I was thinking it might make sense to put the snare here and have the scuffle over here. Because if they're following us, it doesn't matter if we're in sort of a hidden area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
We don't necessarily need it to be seen by
Yeah.
the general public, just by people who are paying attention to us.
Yeah. Are we ready then?
Yeah.
As
Well,
we're walking along, Reuben
begin
sends
scene.
out a small smoke signal from his fingertip.
Okay.
Just a small pillar of smoke from prestidigitation.
While if they're setting up the fight, I'm going to start setting up the snare because that takes a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
And I will. We agreed that we're setting it up here, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, I'm gonna go there and set up the snare. It says that it takes 25 feet of rope. Can we just assume that I have that?
I'm gonna assume you have that.
It wouldn't
While
be
this,
out of the question for me to have it.
No, I don't see
while
Yeah.
this is happening, Reuben's going to reach over towards Elwyn and try and hand pocket to Elwyn his eye. But I need to roll a sleight of hand.
Yes.
Putting it in his pocket?
No, handing it to you discreetly.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not too. You
Okay.
don't
It's
feel like
actually
it was
proficient.
very obvious. I mean,
I mean, I noticed.
Does it work? I need to remember that if setting up the snare takes one of my spell slots. So
yes, it does. Um. So, go ahead and place your characters where you want them in the area.
I'm gonna be here. I'm just gonna try to look more casual. Like I'm gonna set up the spell, but I don't want people to. I'm trying to not be super obvious about setting up a snare spell.
Okay.
The fight.
Reuben offers to. Reuben says to Soil, "Why don't you follow Miss Camino for a moment?"
Okay.
We wanted
Where's our
the
little
fight
goblin?
over here so that they'll walk through that snared area.
Where's my little goblin? I left him behind.
Yeah,
I
he just saw
couldn't
that.
drag them. Okay.
My.
Okay.
All right. Bad at maneuvering on this map. Glad we're not looking at my screen. All right. Where are we going to put these two? Let's start with Revlor.
Well, the fight's supposed to happen over here.
All right, then we'll put him over here in this tree because it sounds like the type of place he would go. And
Well, but he's supposed to be the one instigating the fight.
Yeah.
Not
Part of it.
necessarily.
Well, we just need
It's
a
like
fight
we're
now.
going to lead it over towards there.
Yeah.
But he's still the one instigating the fight. Like
The
'cause he
issue
wants
is
to
that
get your eye, right?
we also need to make sure that no one passes through the snare I'm setting up
Right.
because that would trigger it.
okay. Okay, can you draw a little mark on there where you're going to put your snare? Right.
Sure. I guess I'll put it right here. Does that
All right,
work for everybody?
works for
Works for
me.
me.
All right.
All right. And then
I guess I'll be. Oh, I did not mean to. How do I get rid of that? How do I get rid of that circle? Because I did not
go
mean to.
back and hit the arrow again.
Yeah.
And then
We can't.
trying to get rid of the circle, get rid of it.
Yeah, I accidentally put a circle over Elwyn. Because I was trying. Yeah, that's moving with him. Oh dear. Or
Yeah, we can't get rid of that. The DM has to get rid of that.
you know what? Let me just.
I got it. Problem solved.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got it. All right.
It's been dealt with. I'm moving over here.
I was trying to deal with this, so we must have try. I must have tried at the same time you was doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, snare is set.
All right. So you're hanging out, you're wandering around, you're waiting, and Will says, "There he is." He points over here to the other side of the tree, and yeah, and you see a rather tall elven woman, long silvery hair, really finely dressed, with this long black feather hanging out of her hat, and she's just strutting along, purposely looking everywhere but at you.
Hmm.
Do we
Reuben's
recognize a black feather in her hair
Thank
and or hat if
yeah.
she has one?
Yes,
He said there is, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, I think that's our cue.
Same.
So, let me understand something, Mr. Reveler, or Mr. Reveal. The way I understand it, you said that your curse means that you have to knock on doors, correct? That must be quite difficult for you heading to the restroom, of course. But there again, you must not have too much to worry about, seeing as you've lost 3 inches. Let me ask, do you actually believe yourself much like a woman, or as a man? I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem as though with your stature that 3 inches would leave you with very much at all.
Became inverted.
Damn.
the plaid
Who
is
has inverted?
Oh, you just read him to filth? Yes.
Perhaps a little better than mine. My insults are comparatively weak.
so he's going to swing at you because that's what you wanted him to do, right? Because you're faking a fight.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
The
making-
Bruiser probably
making
earned a decent deck from that.
We're faking the fight, but just like
pathetic attempt at a swing. So you do have that. Now what?
Oh, what's this? I thought you were supposed to be an assassin. Come on. Aren't you supposed to actually hit your targets? Or are you failing that as well? 3 inches. What could that mean? 3 inches off the mark or 3 inches off the chops?
he's not
Yes.
even here to defend himself.
I know it's so
No.
bad. I feel horrible.
No, the deal is that it's supposed to look authentic. Bruben's supposed to get hit hard enough to knock loose an eyeball.
Right.
Well, there it is. Hard enough to knock loose an eyeball.
Just Ruben's entire head does a full 360, and he's like, "Whoa, that's interesting." Ruben falls over.
As that happens, I'm going to roll the eye into the snare. It won't
Okay.
trigger it, but it will like be visual for our target. And I will step a bit away from the snare after I do that, like over here.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Huh?
Make
Sleight
sleight
of
of
hand
hand.
check? Okay.
Would it be an advantage because we're kind
Absolutely.
of distracting?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It can be advantage.
Advantage. Sleight of hand. What's that?
Advantage helped.
Rock I found.
Huh?
Rock I found.
How's that sleight of hand?
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So
Okay.
your audience, who we all now know as this guy. So put one of these up. Okay, that didn't work like I wanted it to. Why is that wrong? There we go. You see the elven woman looking at the situation kind of out of the corner of her eye, like she's pretending like she's trying not to look, type of thing. But you can clearly tell that she's looking at this point. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna be like, just trying to like play it up like, oh, stop fighting, you two. Come over here and try to like get them to move out of the way so that she will go towards the eyeball.
I'm actually gonna run up to them as well and specifically point out, are you okay? And I'm gonna get close, like look at Bourbon's face and like, Where did your eye go?
Oh
Do you
dear, that's a
lose
problem.
that easily? And I'm gonna try and like also gesture for like or like try to move Reveal and Bruben also in the same direction that Kamino's trying to get them to go.
And I suppose Burrow will help with that. So
Yeah.
we'll put the group of you over roughly about this way.
Bruben's kind
all-
of swaying, looking around on the ground like, oh dear, it seems I've lost it.
Oh,
We're all going
should
around.
be in the
Like,
area.
oh no, Bruben! Oh, your eye!
it should be in the
Oh,
area.
Don't worry, we can find it. It's a
We'll find it
very
when-
large blue orb.
Go
When
down on
we
the
go
ground,
to
start
fences, we'll
looking.
look for it. It couldn't have gone far.
The
At least I
soil
would hope not.
tells you keeps like pulling at someone Camino sleeping, but the bird person's right there, and he's being
I'm gonna
quiet.
quickly like turn to Soil and be like, shh. Really like aggressively, I guess.
We're
Intimidation,
trying to bring them over.
Huh?
imitation or persuasion,
Persuasion or intimidation?
either or.
Can we both do that?
What are my differences?
Yeah,
I'll go intimidation. I think it's funny. Oh, I forgot to take off advantage, but both of those are high.
still the
18.
first roll.
Oh, is it still advantage? Or
No,
It'll be the first roll because
the first
I got
roll.
a 19, so
All right,
18.
so yeah, so he gets real quiet, and you see the thank you.
Elwyn got to be scary for a second.
Moves up underneath the tree, kind of like steps like into the shadows, and is
keep an eye
clearly
on that
watching
bird.
intently.
Bruben is keeping an eye out.
Yeah, like I'm pretending to look, but I'm keeping an eye on that bird the whole fucking time, or the elven woman, or whatever.
I'm trying to
Not
keep
taking my eyes
my
off.
focus on Ruben right now to like keep up the quote unquote concern.
Ruben, roll
Bruben
me a
is sitting up
12-sided
against
die.
a 12-sided die. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just curious in what direction that eyeball's facing.
Is it looking directly at her?
Oh, that's okay. I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter which way it's looking. It's just it could be looking straight down in the dirt.
Yeah,
No.
that's not what it needs to do. It's fine.
We're gonna have to clean off that eye.
Prestidigitation.
Same.
It's literally a glass marble, guys. It's not that big of a deal.
I
Or it
know,
looks like a glass
You guys
marble.
are pretending to still be going at it with each other then, or
Yeah,
I mean,
Ruben
it's
says,
still aggression. It's just
"Oh,
not
at
violent.
least you took out my eye this time. Usually you're just wanting a hand, or an arm, or my foot. What the devil you'd want to do with it, I wouldn't know."
Not sure if we'd want to know.
Sir Ruben's trying to reach past whoever's holding him back to get at him at this point. But
I'm trying to like keep them separated.
because I know
It's not
Greg,
very effective, but like it's there.
Greg would be loving this. Well, now in the process of this going on, and you're all watching, at some point the bird shoots forward exceedingly fast. And as it's crossing the path, you notice that the elven woman disguise kind of fades away, and for a moment you fully see a Kenku running across the backside of the tent. But by the time they come back out over here, they appear to be a stout dwarven woman with a very lush beard. Still, same black feather in the hat.
Which way is
Uh,
my eye looking? Does Ruben see it?
No, your eyes looking directly this way.
That works. Just wanting to know.
That's why I had you roll 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah!
that's a 6. Looking the other way, no one's sneaking up on you from that direction. All right. It's here though, where it's at. You see it stop, and it looks up at the party, and it's kind of stuffed in the shadows a little bit, although not very well. And it just sits there watching for a minute as the group of you continue to have your argument.
Well, it doesn't seem to be around here, so perhaps we should move over to a different area.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think maybe it's over there, and I start, making my way up this way, trying to encourage them to get a little bit further away from the snare because I feel like maybe the Kenku's a little nervous.
Yeah.
That we're too
Ruben,
Actually,
close.
I'm gonna go here, and I'm
Make
going to try to like vaguely gesture for one of the stronger party members to come with me as well. I'll let you pick, Joe.
All right.
Uh, I don't know how strong Ruben or Camino are, but if you
Nah.
want it to be like Beryl or Reveal, you can pick.
you're probably
Ruben
gonna
calls
take
out. It's
Reveal.
quite valuable. I would make sure to get hold of it quickly. It would take me a long time to replicate it.
We can spread out a little bit and look.
How about, can I get
Might be
some
effective.
perception checks from somebody?
Absolutely.
Where?
Perception checks
I'm good. I
Perception.
am very good at
Perception.
that.
From all of us, or just
23.
To those
Is
of
it-
you who are acting parts, yes.
is it advantage or normal?
No, only for Camino.
Oh, only for
Camino being a bard.
Oh, but we all
Not
have to roll
actually a
normal.
bard yet, but I have a reason that I
Oh.
have advantage on that.
But we
Fair
have to roll
enough.
normal.
Yes.
Got it. Natural 20.
Nice.
He was born to play the role of a liar.
Ruben just kind of seems to be stooped down. He's got Dr. Buttons fighting the eye hole and his hand behind his back facing away.
Great.
Got to
Well-
see freaking. He says, "I've got to see if the mechanism has been damaged."
Come with me. I can try to see if I can figure it out. If anything's
I'll
damaged,
look
I can
for
try to
the
fix
eye
it.
over here.
I will. Can I bring Ruben with me?
Sure.
Ruben is staying put. Instead of searching,
still
he
put,
seems
okay.
to be standing still at the moment. Once
Okay.
again, his hand is behind his back facing away.
Okay.
Well, our little friend just can't wait no more and rushes forward
Into the snare.
into the snare. And I believe
It's a DC
In a
14.
DC 14.
nice. All right. Let's see if I can find the file sheet for this little guy. Oh, over here. Yeah, there it is. Well, I mean it's not there, but it's
And I want you to know, as they're rushing towards the snare, I am ready to like. If they don't even get into it, I'm ready to like push them into the snare if need be.
okay.
Or at
Let's
the
see
very
what they
least,
did.
have them like semi-cornered.
yeah, I have an idea too.
Um,
Can Ruben prepare an action? Trigger is when his eye is grabbed.
and he can, sure.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Our little friend runs up into the snare, reaches down,
I want to prepare a shocking grasp.
grabs for the eye. Just as you're absolutely certain the snare is not going to go off, it snaps and catches him, flings him up into the air. However, you set your snare, right? The flinging into the air type of snare. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it just
says lifts him up 3 feet off
lifts
the
him up,
ground.
okay.
Yeah.
So he is there suspended, both feet in one winged hand caught in there. The final hand is hanging over his head, like flopping because he's pretty
I'm gonna
well.
rush over.
Yeah.
Bruben, as the eye is grabbed, Bruben spends his ready to action and casts. Will it cast? There it went. Catapult. Bruben turns and fires off his remaining hand directly at this person.
All right, why don't you put that spell up for me?
I just did.
There,
Did it go
look at
through?
that. Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
All right.
Well, he can't exactly succeed in the saving throw if he's
Strange.
so restrained. So I'm gonna have to assume that it's gonna be able to hit. Goodness. And I am going to
Non-lethally, if possible. Bruben is trying to grab at the beak or the face.
You're able to laid a pretty solid blow on the thing. It seems to fade from consciousness quite quickly. Um,
Oh.
why don't we pick up with the Awakening the Bird for our next session?
All
Okay.
right. You just knocked it right out. Oh, that works too.
We tagged him and bagged him.
We had him, we bagged him, and we knocked him the fuck out. You can trap a guy in a bag and then you beat him to death, like within an inch of his life with a baseball bat. Except it's a
Well,
mannequin hand.
The idea was to knock him out so he doesn't cry out.
Fair enough.
Right? Yeah, no, that's fair.
I was going to just fire it off. I didn't expect to do that much damage. It was
Yeah,
just
you
going to
rolled
reach
well
forward
on
and
that
grab him
damage.
out.
You're lucky you didn't kill it.
I know!
I think
So I
only
said
because Joe was being a
non-lethal,
nice DM.
non-lethal.
No, the token I put out isn't the actual token for the actual individual, so the hit
Okay.
point correct. But yeah.
Elwyn got to be scary for a moment. I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm hoping
That
for more
was
moments like
actually-
that.
That was actually pretty well orchestrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
It
Well-
actually worked out as planned. How
Yeah.
often does that
It
happen in
did.
D&D?
Yeah.
We all
I-
like, pulled off the fucking deception checks and everything.
Beautifully.
One of those going wrong would have ruined the entire plan.
It's true. I had
True.
some thoughts for if it went wrong, but
Yeah, me too. That's why I said, like, when I saw that it was rolling, like, basically the DC, I was like, I prepare Shocking Grasp, like, immediately. I am ready.
yeah, I was like,
That
gonna
was
throw
really
out a
like,
fairy fire.
it's just like, I'm facing away. My hand is behind my back for this specific purpose, as Dr. Buttons is rubbing the eye hole.
Dr. Buttons is reaching through your empty eye socket.
Dr. Buttons is the real MVP of this team.
Dr. Buttons is an actual doctor inspecting your left eye.
Dr.
Soon
Buttons
we're gonna
is
have
Soil's
another.
football.
Another emote
Yeah,
idea.
soon we're gonna have another PC. It's gonna be Dr. Buttons. He's a cleric. He heals all of us.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm one of your fans.
My Monday night in person group, we lost our cleric player. He got a new job. So
Oh.
it's a question, well, what do you want to do? I can run as cleric as just like a healer cleric until we find someone else or whatever. And I was unbelievably shocked at how very adamant they were that an NPC not be part of the party, and if they were, all they did was heal.
No, I get that. I very much get that.
I'm not used to that. Most time they're like, "Oh, we don't have a cleric. Yeah, just run something for a little while, But we may have found us a new cleric, so we're hopeful. We're hopeful we're gonna have to do one shot with them, but we're gonna do
Nice.
that over Roll20 now that I know how to do that.
I have a one shot at one point. The Dr. Buttons one shot. He gets kidnapped. We have to save him. Someone kidnaps the hand puppet and we have to save it.
Someone kidnaps a hand puppet. We go to war.
They're convinced that
We
Dr.
have to
Buttons
get
is a
back
real
Dr.
person in the
Buttons.
party and try to kidnap them for ransom. And then they realize it's a puppet and then think that it's going to be useless, but surprise, we're like really adamant about saving this hand puppet. Unofficial mascot of this campaign.
Have you guys thought of
Something
a name for your party?
we
No.
haven't.
I mean, I think
You
we
have
can
been
think of
involved now at
ideas.
this point. I mean, I know Rich has been referring to you as the Wilders because of something I said in the first session. So, I mean,
Oh
we
my
could consider an actual name, maybe the Brotherhood of Dr. Buttons.
Dr. Buttons and Associates. Or
Dr. Buttons
Camille
is
is not okay with that. She
optometrist.
does not take second billing.
Dr.
okay,
Dr.
then we
Buttons
are the
optometry
entourage.
office.
We are the
Office of
entourage.
Optometry run by Dr.
The
Buttons.
entourage. That's kind of fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I feel
Well,
like
when
the
you think
entourage,
about
but
it-
every session it changes who we're the entourage of.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
We have
now-
Camino.
now,
Entourage-
like, next session we're
we
just
have Dr.
Ruben's
Buttons.
entourage.
Yes, Dr. Buttons!
I like
What
it. I
episode
like
it
the
is just
entourage.
Dr. Buttons?
Oh, it's like Dr. Buttons sits there. I need to learn thaumaturgy now. I need to learn thaumaturgy or take freaking ventriloquism as a feat.
I
Dr.
have
Buttons is
thaumaturgy. So I
Dr.
figured
Buttons is
with
freaking
you,
person
like,
acting. It's like,
You wouldn't have to
yes!
take ventriloquism. You would just need to figure out a different voice because Bruba doesn't have a mouth.
Yes, I know. That's the best part. Well, it's
you
gotta
just need
sound
a
like it's
second
coming from the
voice.
hand puppet. That's the
Yeah.
best part. It's like,
Fair enough.
yes, it's like...
He has like a
as
little
Ruben is
posh voice,
trying
like,
to work on this
"Yeah, what's the matter?"
concept, Camino will just come in and fuck with him, and maybe can get Ruben to believe that Dr. Buttons is actually alive.
Yes, I got my
that's
doctorate
what
on
I'm trying to say.
optometry. Yes, I got my
What I'm trying to say. Dr. Buttons all of a sudden gets animated by Bruben, and before too long, it's like, damn it, I'm not a sort of oncologist. I'm a
Maybe-
child therapist. Pay
Maybe
attention,
you
Captain."
need to
Yes, I got my
multi-class
doctorate from the
into
School of
Warlock so
Optometry.
you can get back of the chain, and Dr. Buttons can be your familiar.
Hold on.
Wow.
Is there hold on,
I
is
don't know how your
there
curse
an
is. I don't know if it's possible, but it's
Am I-
something to think about.
Am I gonna change my
Charisma's
entire
actually high enough. That's the problem.
Hang on, am I gonna change my
I think this
entire
is the story that's trying to be told.
am I gonna change my entire artificer planned build to find a way to animate Dr. Buttons and make him sentient? Am I gonna like switch from guns to robots?
Couldn't you just do that with magical tinkering?
We're in the campaign, y'all, that we have talking dolls.
Oh, I played,
Can I
I
as
played
an
a haunted
item?
doll once.
Can
I just
I
finished my
do-
Tomb of Annihilation where I played a haunted doll.
I'm
Nice.
trying to say, in this campaign, talking dolls were introduced
Yeah.
as an item.
Yeah.
It's true.
What if we have one of these hags all of a sudden curse Dr. Buttons?
With
I've got to
sentient.
figure out a way to keep him alive after using detect magic.
No more
So-
I don't even see him, and I now attached to this doll.
to the last
Aaron?
session. We're gonna get
With
to the last
magical
session, and
tinkering.
we're gonna all be all out of spell slots. We're gonna get to the last session. Dr. Buttons is still there, and to complete like the last puzzle of the campaign, we need to use detect magic, and Dr. Buttons commits his final ultimate sacrifice.
no. Oh no, you guys don't know what I already had in mind. I was going to have Bruben be an order of the scribe wizard.
There you go.
There you go.
A portion
Dr.
of
Buttons
the
scribe for you.
soul, a portion of Bruben's soul becomes animated from his spellbook at later levels. While Bruben's sitting there being Bruben, this portion of his soul that's now animated takes the form of Dr.
Dr.
Buttons.
Buttons.
We can make him
Oh
animated.
my god, this goes full
Aaron?
circle.
We can
With
make
magical
him real.
tinkering,
What
you
if
can make
I make.
with
I have an idea.
with
Dr. Buttons
magic-
loses his body at some point. Elwood rebuilds a new one, and he gets his soul put into that. It's just a transfer.
Transfer. And with magical tinkering, you can have any object record a message, and like say the message. So you can magically tinker with Dr. Buttons to get him to say shit.
Okay, so right now
I'm gonna
we're,
teach
we're
Dr. Buttons how
fully
to say
aware
swears.
that Dr. Buttons is officially just like this felt hand puppet right now. That's
Yeah.
all that he is. By the end
Love
of this campaign, he will
will be
be
the
a
best
freaking
character.
homunculus level of entity just sitting on somebody's shoulder the whole time, cursing at them, making medicine checks, and all the while being some sort of drunken bastard that
Yes.
might be high on certain drugs.
Yes.
They're going to make Dr. Buttons the new House MD. Is that what I'm
This is the
understanding?
goal. This is the
That's-
goal of the entire campaign now.
hmm
Joe, I am so sorry I've put this on you.
Sorry. We've
No, it's
just
great.
been
Fucking
ranting about
fantastic.
the idea. I'm so sorry.
Was that Brian? Just
Huh?
What?
What I said, but
I said you're
I'm
so
sorry.
sorry.
I'm sorry. We've just come up with a new campaign goal. I'm so sorry.
We can end the stream.
Awaken the
Oh, yeah, I
hand
know. We're
puppet.
still on stream. People have been listening to us rant.
I know.
They know what the plan is. Awaken Dr. Buttons.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.